fairgoers won't have to worry about the humidity tonight at the Adams County Fair.
It'll be nice and cool for those heading out to the rides and the concert. Meteorologist Tim Jones joins us from the Adams County Fairgrounds. They just held their opening ceremonies out there. Tim, a perfect night to be out there.
Are those guys there with them?
Hey guys, back here at the Adams County Fairgrounds. It's been a nice kickoff. Look who I found once again, our very own Chris Shukai, the master of ceremonies for the 2014 Adams County Fair, right?
Well, for the opening ceremonies, yes. My job is now done. We've kicked it off appropriately, and now everybody can just go have fun. So my job is finished.
So that means you can go home till next year, or what?
No, we'll stick around here, of course. As you and I know, we were just checking out lots of food, lots of carnival stuff, lots of great stuff out here.
Yeah, we'll have to see what's going on with that food, because Colin and Katie want me to bring some back, but they haven't been very nice to me lately, so we'll see. Who's this guy right here?
You know, I brought you to family affair, so Campbell came out here as well because he likes the food. You already ate a little bit. What'd you have, Campbell?
I had a hot dog and chips. They were pretty good.
Pretty good. All right,
Yes.
he gives a thumbs up to that.
All right, well, hey, let's do weather real quick, then we'll talk about some of the cool stuff here. In the meantime, radar, well, we've got a couple showers out there, but hey, pretty nice day. You'd never know it was July, would you, Chris?
Lovely out here. I love this weather. I know there's some other dissenting views in that newsroom, but I love it.
You know what? I'm with you, and you know what? This fair is going to finish much different than it started. I can assure you that, especially on Sunday. But the good news is that the hottest weather is coming on next Monday. But in the meantime, I don't really expect much overnight. Look at these temperatures across the area: low 60s to 70s. Again, it's July. Never know it. But that forecast for tonight, we'll see those mid-50s overnight once again. A few clouds out there in the morning. We'll start off here right in the 50s. It'll give way to 60s. And we'll see a mix of upper 60s to mid-70s. But again, this is really the last cool day for our Thursday. Then we'll start to transition on Friday back to warmer weather. So let's bring you guys back in, Chris and Campbell. Tell me something, buddy. What do you like about this fair the most? You got a favorite thing?
I like the rides. The rides are really fun.
Yeah, do you get your old man to go on them with you?
I tried, but he just hesitated and says no.
Yeah. So between us, because he can't hear me asking you this, is he any fun or is he kind of boring?
It depends.
Your old man's pretty cool.
Yes.
All right.
I have my moments.
So Chris, you're obviously from Hastings, lived here a long time.
Grew up here.
What do you like about this fair more than anything?
Well, it's just a great gathering. It is the time for the county to come together. I do love the 4-H stuff. I was never a 4-H member myself, but to see the projects, to see the livestock, obviously, all the work that goes into it, just amazing stuff.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks a lot for joining me. We're kind of limited on time, but Campbell, nice to see you, and you're a star.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to hit the fairgrounds.
Okay, listen, we have a job opening for you Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Yes.
So we'll need you to be there Monday morning at about 5, okay?
He'll be ready.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Hey, thanks a bunch. Great job today, by the way. All right, thanks. Colin, Katie, back to you.
Look, Chris is pulling away. Doesn't want to steal his job. He might steal mine. Campbell's
Oh
the man.
my gosh, gotta love him. He's so cute.
Hot dogs and chips, he
Hot
says.
dogs and chips. Gotta love the rides.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
depends on Chris.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome back to the news at 6 o'clock here. We're at the Adams County Fairground. I want to bring in Lee Hogan, and you're the president of the Adams County
Ag Society.
Okay, and so you're the guy, as we just joked about 30 seconds ago, you're the guy with the target on your back, but you're kind of one of the people that makes all this happen, aren't you?
Well, there's a board of 9 and many volunteers that make this all happen.
Okay.
And we put in a lot of hours.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. I kind of want to get to weather so we can have some more time to talk. Lee, why don't you hang out with you? Pretty nice weather to kick things off. Huh?
Hard to beat, isn't it?
No complaints?
No complaints.
You didn't hear anybody around here saying, I wish that weather guy would have brought us warmer conditions.
Well, you know, we got to do with what we got to do.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if we look at radar, we'll just look at this monitor right here, and you can kind of hang out with me here, and we'll talk about the weather, which is about something we always talk about besides the fair. But there's a few showers out there, but I think we're going to stay dry not only tonight, but the next couple nights. So we really have very nice weather for the fair the rest of the week, which will be good for business, right?
You know, it's good for business, it's good for the animals, it's good for the kids. It's just a fun time to come to the fair.
Yeah, and that's probably a lot of people like me that are city folk that doesn't think about the animals, and that's a bit, when it's hot and humid like that, like it will be this weekend, starts to stress out the animals a little bit.
It really does. Puts a lot of stress on the animals, especially the poultry, and it's just hard on them. In this weather, you couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah. Well, would you believe if we were here a year ago and I said, Lee, this time next year we're going to be in the 60s and 70s? Would you believe me?
No, I don't. I think you missed it.
Well, I didn't tell you that a year ago, but nevertheless, we'll just assume I did. 50s overnight tonight. We'll have those light winds. Really, any of the main precipitation, I think, will stay down in Kansas, which is fine. We need the good weather. We'll start off in the morning in the 50s. They'll give way to 60s. And I think throughout the day, we'll see highs in the low to mid 70s. We'll see warmer spots in other places here. You can see up to the north, we'll see those mid 70s as well as that 80-degree mark, Lee. And down to the southwest, where we're normally like around the McCook Imperial area, where right now we normally see like mid 90s. Struggling to get into the 70s for those folks down there. So we're in Nebraska, right?
It's just hard to believe. Anything can happen in Nebraska. Just wait a day.
Yeah, that's right. And in this case, we're going to have to wait 3 or 4, and we'll get right back to the summer. But you can see here around the Tri-Cities, we'll be right in the mid-70s, and back off to the east around Lincoln and Crete, Beatrice, York, we'll be in those upper 70s. So tomorrow, kind of the last cooler day. I don't think many people are really complaining. We'll get back to that 80-degree mark on Friday. Plenty of sunshine, just some chances for nighttime showers and thunderstorms. And as we get through the weekend, the fair, Lee, is going to end up much differently than the way it started, starting off 60s and 70s today, ending up with those 90s, very hot and humid. But the good news is the fair will be over. Well, that's not good news. We don't want the fair to end. But the real hot and humid weather is going to come next week. So at least it will be done. So really not a bad fair forecast, I don't think. What do you think?
It's going to be hard to beat. The people can come out, enjoy themselves, and they're not going to sweat. It's going to be beautiful.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the things. You've been associated with this fair, I think you told me, for 18 years, if that's right. Tell me some of the things about the fair, some of the highlights you remember over the years that really stands out to you.
Well, you know, when I first got on this board, the buildings were not as big. We added on here, and we've added on and consistently grown over the years and become the fair that we are. And I think we have one of the best in central Nebraska, if not most of Nebraska. It's a nice fair.
So what's the one thing about the fair, Lee, that you like? What's a personal favorite of yours?
You know, I've been involved with these 4-H kids since 1976, and it's seeing the kids coming here, having a good time. But the hardest thing for those kids is when those animals leave. But it's a good time for the kids, and that's what the fair is about.
Okay. And you told me for most years, this fair sustains itself. You guys make money, and you don't have to rely on taxpayer money, which is important in these economic times. Did I get that right?
Well, yeah, we're close. There's been years that we've come up real even with that, but most years we make enough to make our expenses for the whole year.
Okay. And real quick, can you tell us something about the fair that most people don't know? Anything you can think of?
People don't realize the amount of time and volunteers it takes to get this thing ready 2-3 weeks ahead of time. It's amazing the amount of volunteer help we get.
Hey, Lee, thanks so much for taking the time. It was nice to meet you here. And real quick, Colin and Katie need to have a hookup with some food and beverage. Can you suggest anything? Do you have a connection here?
You know what? I just went over to the brick oven pizza over here.
Ooh,
it's fabulous.
we like pizza.
Takes 90 seconds.
Okay, we'll see if we can't arrange that. Although Katie wants cotton candy and Colin wants me to bring back the beer garden, but I don't think I can do that. We'll check into that. Thanks so much, Lee. Guys, back to you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
For the record, I do not have a drinking problem. I don't need the whole beer garden.
That was me. I would like the beer garden.
Yeah,
but thank you to all the volunteers out there. The fair is always a good time.
Yeah, they make it happen.
Tonight kicks off with Nitty Gritty Band playing tonight.
And tomorrow, Lee Bryce, I believe, on Thursday.
Casey Donahue on Friday.
And Thomas Rhett will end it on Saturday, so it should be a good concert lineup for all those fairgoers out there.
Pretty exciting.